Welcome to the second of two videos in Fulfilling Lives Workshop A, the client's view.
So much of my trauma was from what had happened with my pregnancy, and there I was sitting in the waiting room, staring at a leaflet with a photo of a woman's baby bump and her partner's hands on it.
Looking at the service through a client's eyes. These are some questions you can ask yourself to help view your service through the eyes of a client with multiple and complex needs. Would I feel safe here? Do I feel welcome? Would I feel respected here? Do I have privacy here? Do I know where to go? Different environments will affect different people in different ways. It can be useful to talk to clients and listen to how they feel about your service. We cannot always make practical changes, but we can empathize with our clients and be flexible where possible.
My work coach was calm, reassuring and non-judgemental. She did not put pressure on me to go job searching when I clearly wasn't at stage 2. She listened carefully, she gave me all the time I needed, and she offered a private room to speak in if I wanted. She supported me in prioritising substance misuse treatment and always asked how it was going.
All of them were incredibly understanding and compassionate. I was very surprised as the experience didn't match my expectation.
I never really had interactions because I would quit before that. I interpreted things as people being out to get me, and I didn't want to tell them things because they had such power over my life in a moment when I really needed help. If they had built up trust with me before asking, it would have been easier. I also need reassurance that I can give honest answers without facing negative consequences.
Moving on to look at the stigma people with multiple and complex needs experience, we asked people with lived experience about times they felt a label had been put on them and what was really going on for them behind that label. Think and write down possible reasons for why someone might appear as described by the words on the left. The person who felt labelled as unreliable was living in chaos. Keeping track of appointment dates, places and times, and arranging the travel was a significant challenge for them, and emergency situations often came up and took priority. The person who felt labelled as not caring was disassociated. This is a response to trauma and threat, where the person becomes disconnected from their thoughts, feelings, and or surroundings. The person labelled as withdrawn was feeling tired, anxious, and not confident. The person who felt labelled as lazy was in reality depressed and afraid. The depression was behind them presenting as low energy and unable to complete tasks, and they were afraid that even if they tried, they might not be successful. Finally, the person labelled as aggressive was actually fearful. They felt threatened, and their fear caused them to feel overstimulated and defensive. When people are giving a non-judgmental response, this can help us as workers avoid labels.
It gave me hope that things might not be as bad as I expected. I felt that someone cared whether or not I was doing okay, and it encouraged me to trust in services and seek further support.
There was one GP that I really trusted, a male. The first time I saw him, I had no money for the prescription, so he just gave me some of his. It meant a lot. A couple of months later, I had to worry about meds, and I knew I could ask him and he wouldn't judge. He was helpful, frank and humane, but professional, not too friendly, and plain talking with me, not talking down to me like I was a child. I felt he respected me as a person.
It was a huge relief. I'd been so worried, and it was a massive weight off my shoulders. I could focus solely on well-being, and I didn't feel judged at all.
I was surprised by how non-judgemental and positive they were. I felt that they were being supportive and helpful rather than the past experiences I'd had.
Trauma-informed practice is a way of working that accounts for the impact that trauma might have had in people's lives. It is beneficial to everyone, but is especially beneficial when working with clients who have experienced multiple and complex needs. The key goals of trauma-informed practice are to raise awareness among staff and services about the wide impact of trauma, to prevent re-traumatization of clients in service settings that are meant to provide support, and to develop policies and practices that assist healing from trauma. Fulfilling Life's trauma-informed principles were derived from sets of principles for trauma-informed practice already in use and modified to reflect the experience and understanding of staff and volunteers within Fulfilling Lives. The principles are safety. Do clients feel safe attending our service? Trust and transparency. Do we build trust with our clients? Are processes communicated clearly? Collaboration. Do we work with people or do we do things to them? Choice. Do clients have choices about their support? And voice. Do clients feel listened to and taken seriously? These apply to everybody within a service, staff as well as clients. We reflect and try to increase these 5 principles in everything we do. We will talk more about practical ways to engage with and support people with multiple and complex needs in the following videos.
Not to judge, to look at how to help people open up about themselves and their needs. Treat each client as an individual with different background experiences and problems and issues, and not to stereotype them.
Empathise and tailor your approach. Also, be conscious of the power in the relationship.
People with MCN may be hypersensitive to perceived threat, often reacting to something in their past, not to the person in front of them.
Believe in people even when they're finding it hard to believe in themselves, and never underestimate the impact that a positive interaction can have on someone's life.